We're in Old Town, eh?
We are. We're in the
All right.
Jorosco.
Would help if I selected the right thing to start with. Just brought up a whole map and everything. Yes, so last we left off, we arrived in New Throne. Having joined the barge of lizard folk that were coming into the city to work, being shrunk down in size. Arriving in the New Throne Harbour while the two Dragonborn were off chinwagging with the harbour master. At our small size, a bunch of odd creatures, centipede-like creatures, boarded the boat. Got rid of the pests pretty quickly, but upon appearing normal size again, and seeing the city of New Throne being quite clean and quite, don't know what the right word is, but civilized. Very civilized. Moving through the harbour district, chatting to one of the locals about where you might find aid for your two companions that are still unconscious. He suggested you go down to Temple Hill, or the equivalent draconic word for that, which is towards the bottom of the city. Moving through, you went past the Red Roof district. Temple Hill, you saw a couple of faith places along with a almost is it the Acropolis in a circle form, like almost a Colosseum kind of building at the top. Gold banners hanging off it. No iconography though. But making the decision to go to House Jorosco rather than one of the local aid places, you moved through this end, which looked like a lot of entertainment, opera houses and theaters, before getting down to Old Town, which surprisingly was not in a wreck. It wasn't abandoned, but you could tell that there was a little bit of wear and tear on some of the buildings, and surprisingly you found a row or a street with quite a few of the house almost envoy buildings on it. Identifying the House Jorosco building, you went up, knocked on the door, and a human with short curly brown hair opened the door, looked a bit taken aback, and once you explained who you were, he welcomed you in and lay Onus and Shapiro down on the table, keeping on stating that you were a day late and he was waiting for you by the docks, but nevertheless no one showed up. As he managed to go around, pour some tea, and tried to start identifying what was wrong with these two, suggesting that maybe rest was the best course of action as he could not decipher what was going wrong with them, Ghost, Molokov, and Puck decided to go in the room to maybe have a bit of an investigation themselves, while Kira and Vargir were chatting to Lionel, as you found out his name was, in the other room. Upon investigating with the Gem of True Seeing, or the Lens of True Seeing, looking at the war-forged bits and pieces and mechanics that were going on, you uncovered a bit of knowledge, but also seeing the intricacies of these machines slash living creatures. You still don't fully understand them. That's more for Molokov, but you do see enough that with the power of a dragon shard or two, you could reawaken your two companions. Vargir and Hera talking to Lionel, making small chat, but also figuring out what was the vibe of the city. Carry on talking to him for a bit before he gets up and goes off to the back room to get some more tea or some snacks. He's trying to be very accommodating. As he leaves the room, Molokov and Ghost, you put forward these dragon shards almost onto the chests of the two. And with the power of the shards, press them in, and you feel a wave of energy go through the building. Vargea and Hera, you feel it as well. And suddenly the two Warforged sit up. Eyes give a flash of green. Hera, can you give me a perception check, please?
It's going to be a 14.
A 14. As you kind of sit there and you feel this almost hum of energy go through you, it makes the hairs on your arm stick up a little bit. You look over to Vargea and you see Vargea is sitting there sipping on his tea, not quite sure how to hold this little teacup. But what you notice is that behind him is a almost smoky mirage kind of figure. It's got a long snout and teeth barred out from it. Not trying to trigger you, Jed, but it looks like a rabid dog. And its fur is almost mangled and drooping off its face. But it doesn't seem to have a physical form. Vargea, can you give me a perception check, please?
Certainly can. Oh, that's a 15.
A 15. As you kind of feel that Hera is watching you, you kind of side glance over, because you're kind of both sharing this couch at the moment, which for you, you're too big for it, and Hera, baked to normal size, is sitting on the other end of it. You look to the side of you and you see next to Hera's head almost a split image of her, like someone's held up a mirror next to her. But this mirror this mirror image is decaying. It's right. Almost you could make out a cat or tabaxi skull with tiny patches of flesh still onto it, and it's slowly turning towards Hera.
Sure, I think instantly out of a reaction, he kind of lurches out his hand to see if he can grab this doppelganger or image. Or
Sure. It's just a hit at the moment, but you lurch out your hand, and this is all happening at the same time as something else is happening in the other room, so I'll get to that soon. Give me an attack roll.
Sure.
Or it's just to grab, I know that, but...
Yeah, to hit kind of thing. 11 plus 5, 16?
16. You reach out and Hera, you see this hand whiz past your face. And as you try and grab onto this thing, your hand goes straight through it. And when you do, it kind of, like smoke, moves around and then reforms, but this time with shoulders.
What the fuck?
Vargea's one's still there?
Yes, but it doesn't seem to have developed anymore. It's still kind of... And his one's right behind his head.
Yeah. Having it wipe out, can I turn and see anything next to me?
You turn and you see Vargea. As Hera turns, this thing keeps at the side of his head, her head. So as she turns, you can't see anything, Hera, but you feel this cold breath on your neck.
Can I? I'm instantly gonna use a divine sense.
Sure.
And try get just like instantly kind of like grab Hera to make sure that she's safe. Oh, eyes roll in the back of the head really quickly.
Yep.
And get a quick burst of what's around.
Sure. Divine Sense detects. Remind me again.
Good or evil?
Yep.
Celestial Fiend, Undead.
So you don't get Celestial Fiend or Undead, but you do get the strong sense of evil coming from Hera, but then from behind you.
Oh, shit.
And that kind of gives you the jeepers before you also sense it in the other room. Meanwhile, as the two Warforged sit up and their eyes flash green, you see Ghost kind of keel over with something almost like he's been winded. And his head snaps back and you see a red glow go over Ghost. While this happens, Puck, you see behind Molokov a robotic tabaxi trying to like come up over his shoulders, and Molokov, while you look back at Puck, you see a shadow of no distinct form starting to curl around his body. At this point, I will get everyone to roll initiative.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Weird.
Give me 2 seconds, I'm gonna grab my vape.
You know, it'd be cool if I brought my character sheet up. That's a great idea, Ian.
Okay, so Hera.
It's a 12.
Oh, he's gone. Molokov.
It's a 16.
Puck.
Also a 16.
Oh, very nice.
Definitely use this.
7.
Bloody
Copy
hell.
that. I believe Puck has higher dex, but you can also decide which order you go in.
I will say Puck can go first.
Cool. So Puck, you feel a bit of a cold shiver, but you unless you kind of investigate, you don't notice the one around you. But what I'll do is I'll show you what you see. This is what you see. So,
Bald guy.
huh?
Who's the bald guy?
That is Onus.
Oh, okay.
So Onus and Shapiro are on the bed up the top
Okay.
there.
I think in my head I'm like, oh, they're Warforged, but then I forgot that they're under an illusion.
This is yeah, correct.
Yep.
So you see this almost metallic tabaxi just appearing over the shoulder of Molokov.
Puck probably doesn't waste any time. He just draws the crossbow and shoots it.
Sure. At Molokov's apparition.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Roll for attack.
Probably slightly careful that he doesn't. Oh, they're lying down on the table. Wouldn't hit them. Yeah, cool. Roll for attack. That's a. Sorry, I'm in the wrong tab. I'm to be honest. Modified 20 to hit.
Modified 20. Go for damage.
Cool. And I get to use sneak attack because it's within 5 foot of an ally.
It sure is.
Ooh, that is 14 points of magical piercing.
Nice. As you shoot your crossbow and it swishes through this thing, it seems to take form and hold onto it as your crossbow hits it. Molokov, you hear, almost like in a dream, your own shout. As it, and then this thing disappears from around you.
Cool. Puck would probably at that point swivel and see if there's any more.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
16.
16. 17. As you kind of quickly look around the room, you see Ghost covered in this red fog almost, but then you feel that slight breath on the back of your neck, and you realize that one is in close proximity to you.
Cool. I reckon he'll sort of duck and roll sort of thing, not necessarily to move out of... So is like floating? Is that the kind of the idea, or is it actually on me?
It's kind of around you, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think it just sort of like duck to the ground or kind of like just spin around kind of thing and try and shoot it.
Sure.
From where he stands.
So, as a mechanic, I'm going to say, are you going to try and look directly at this thing while you shoot at it, or do you want to kind of just?
Yeah.
All right, sure. So this attack will be at disadvantage.
Okay. That's not because it's within 5 feet and I'm using a ranged weapon?
No, it's not.
Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, that's still pretty good. That's the lower of those is a 18 to hit.
18 to hit. Go for damage.
Sorry, yep. Damage. That's 11 points of piercing.
11 points of piercing. As you swing around and you look at this thing, you see that, although I guess you hadn't looked at yourself in the dream, but it is that shadowy form of pure shadow. And as you turn around and shoot the crossbow bolt at it, it hits through, doesn't quite kill it, and you see as it goes through, almost prismatic colors start shivering around it, almost like you're distorting it from reality. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom save. 10.
As the kaleidoscopic colors kind of mingle around and then it turns back into this shadowy form, you almost see a reflection of a potential self in it, and you're going to take 6 psychic damage.
Cool. Just double checking that my bonus action was the extra shot, which I believe it was. Crossbow expert. Sorry, now I have. I thought I have too many things to look through.
Too many actions.
Now. Yeah, too many things that I can do. I'm pretty sure as a bonus action. Yes, I don't have a bonus action left anymore. I think he's just going to draw his sword and stand there.
Sure. All right. That moves us to Molokov in the same room. You feel this burst of energy behind you. You're not sure what it was, but it's gone now. You turn around. Ghost is incapacitated in some form. You've seen this red light when he has transformed before, so it's a familiar red light. You get the indication that it might not be dangerous, but it might also be safe at the same time.
Yeah. Does it look like he's in pain?
No, it kind of looks like the classic, like, arms are back, head's rolled back, and the red light is just flowing out from him.
Right, okay.
Give me an intelligence check.
Cool. Just an intelligence check?
Yep.
13.
You're as smart as you are and as clever as you have been talking with Ghost. You kind of think, I don't want to mess with that.
Yeah. Deal with the things I know first.
Yeah, and as you think that, you look over at Puck as he's fighting a shadowy version of himself, and you kind of see it, and then Puck's moving around with it as well. What would you like to do?
Yeah, probably was like almost about to shout out to Puck about the thing behind him before he turns to me and fires one at me.
Yeah.
I assume Molokov would have figured that out, that there was probably one on him. Not that he's linking them to being our past selves, our dream selves yet, because he doesn't remember shit.
Oh, of course. So in that case, then this image of a shadowy Puck is actually quite haunting.
Yeah, in my mind, he's probably not even registered that it looks like Puck.
Okay.
He's probably just going, there's a shadowy thing on Puck.
Yep.
There was probably one on me. I think he's dealt with the one on me. I'm going to go try and deal with the one on Puck.
Sure.
So he's going to run across. Probably as he does, the shield will like fly up to his arm, and I'm just going to take a punch down as best as I can, try to avoid Puck.
Sure. My question is, are you going to be looking directly at it when you attack it?
Yep.
So,
as much as I would like to take the DM's advice there,
Yep.
Unspoken advice there, and not.
It's more the fact you're running up to this thing and you want to focus on it, and like you said, you're trying not to hit Puck.
There's no reason that Molokov would be not looking at it right now.
But you're gonna roll at disadvantage.
Yep, that's figured. Like a 9.
A 9?
Yeah, a 9. Yeah.
All right. Roll for damage.
Oh, okay. Oh no, that means I'm probably hitting Puck. Where is one of the 8-sided ones? Sorry, Puck, if it is hitting you. That's max damage. 12.
12. As you see this shadowy figure kind of turn around and you raise your fist up and come down, as the shadow turns to you, it suddenly takes a material form and you've got them around the wrong way. Puck, you're going to take 12 damage, sorry.
Sorry, Puck.
And you'd also need to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Me or?
Molokov.
Yep. Cool. Not disadvantage, I'm assuming. Jesus.
Timeout cheer. Timeout cheer.
Yeah, far out. That's an 11.
Ooh. As you do hit Puck, you feel the presence of this thing kind of shatter your reality a little bit, and like you were certain you were hitting that thing, but now you just hit your friend. You take 6 psychic damage.
Cool.
Meanwhile, as Vargeir has reached across and put his hand through this thing, Kira, you notice this wolf-like form behind him. It's an amalgamation of a bugbear and a werewolf and a troll, and it looks horrifying, and it is coming up behind him. But you do remember, you've seen this before, in a tomb, in a dream.
Yeah, to be fair, probably even after Vargeir takes a swipe, we'll sit for a second and almost contemplate how this works. This shouldn't make any sense, but I'm gonna, I guess, I'll like clamber over the couch and try and sort of get on the other side so I'm a bit more visible to the actual apparition. And I will sort of, yeah, I think I'll sort of pull the wand out and cast a chill touch on the apparition.
The one on your one?
No, on
Vargeir's one.
Cool. I haven't been able to spot mine yet. It was twisting around. I presume I know it's there, but if Vargeir can reach it, then hopefully I can get his one.
Sure. You can roll at disadvantage if you're focusing in on it.
At disadvantage, that's going to be a 22.
22. You see this form, and it's almost like got its hackles up as it's crouching behind Vargeir. It's starting to form a body now, but you launch the chill touch into it. Go for damage.
That's going to be 5 necrotic damage.
5 necrotic damage. Nice. As you hit it, it kind of reels back and takes on this glistening effect, like a kaleidoscope. I need you to do a wisdom save though.
It's a natural one. A
natural one. You see this thing, and that's when your brain starts going into overdrive almost, and you're thinking, I've seen this before, but we're in the real world. That was the dream world, and
these two things shouldn't be able to exist at the same time.
At the same time.
Plane.
And I think that's when you hit it and you see it kind of reel back and reform. That's when you kind of make the connection that this thing is taking on what it would be. It's not two things existing at the same time. It's something that's taking on the form, and you kind of see that it's coming from somewhere. It's almost like there's been a little bit of a break between
a little tear
and maybe a pulse of energy caused that tear for for some reason or another, but that's enough to really send a migraine through you, and you take 6 psychic damage.
6 psychic damage.
As you do, and you reel back, that's when all of you hear from the north of the house a scream. What the? Vargate, it's your turn.
Yeah. Are these doors here? Are they open or are they closed?
I think you left them kind of like half open. They do swing either way.
Sure.
But you can go through them without any action or anything like that.
Yeah, sure. I'll turn to Hera. Just trust me, and I'm gonna pop myself about there.
Sure.
And I'm going to. I'm sorry, Puck, you're the only person I can't reach. I'm going to cast Bless on myself, Ian, and Malikov and Hera. So for attack rolls and saving throws, they get an extra D4 on top of that.
Nice.
That's my action. Then I will kind of like. Do I still, when I move, do I still feel the sense of this thing behind me, or do I feel like it's gone?
Move, and Hera, you see this thing chase after Vargir. It moves at the same time as you.
Sure. Okay. Then I will use my bonus action to. Unless that's concentration, that is, I can't do that. Okay, so I'm concentrating on Bless. My bonus action will be. Sorry, I'm so unaware of what I keep thinking of Baldur's Gate bonus actions. I'm like, shove it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that'll be it. That'll be all.
We need to like get a overlay that has the Baldur's Gate actions for D&D Beyond, so like we can switch between the games.
That would be so cool. Yeah, but that's all. I'll just be concentrating.
Sure. All right. At the end of your turn, you feel this thing behind you, and then you just feel claws starting to press into the back of your neck. It's going to make a claw attack on you.
Sure.
It's not great. It's a 2 on the dice for 7.
No, we'll miss.
So that brings us back to the top of the round. After you all heard this scream, Puck, you are reeling back from a punch in the face from Molikov in all this confusion, but you do feel that shadow is still here. What would you like to do?
Puck is just
sneak attack, put the Molikov back.
Yeah. How was I know cat anatomy? No. Yeah, I'm gonna just slash back at the sword with the rapier at this thing.
Sure. Go for attack with disadvantage.
Sorry, 10 plus 17.
17, that'll hit. Go for damage.
Cool. I'm not going to use sneak attack. Cool. That's 13 points of piercing.
13 points of piercing. As you swing around, and just to clarify, were you looking at this thing or you swing behind yourself?
This time I'm not looking.
Copy that. So you swing behind you and you make contact and you feel this burst of energy just kind of shudder out. And you feel it then go silent, and you've definitely got rid of this thing. Killed it, you're not sure, but it's gone. And because you weren't looking, you don't feel any pressure on your brain.
Great. Yeah, sort of just shake my head and wipe some blood away. Thank you, Molikov. And then I'm gonna start legging it. Probably. Oh no, yeah, he's just gonna go through 15. Probably gonna go all the way up to here.
Yep.
And on that journey, as he runs past Ghost, he's probably going to be a bit confused because what's on Ghost is different to what he saw elsewhere.
Correct.
I think he's going to leave Ghost, but as he comes around through that door, he'll see Vargir, and on the run, he's going to take a shot. Yeah, he's going to take a shot.
Sure.
At the thing that's on his shoulder.
Yep. I'm going to probably assume this is a direct thing as you're noticing it on him.
Yeah, definitely be looking.
So still a disadvantage.
Yep.
And then the wisdom save will come.
Cool. It's an 18 to hit.
Nice. You're hitting the right target here.
Yeah. And this time I am going to do sneak attack.
Yeah, nice.
And that is 13 points of piercing.
Yep. With sneak attack?
Piercing. That's with sneak attack.
Yeah, cool. So, Vargeir, you see Puck running out of this room and aim his crossbow up at you, which is a sight you have seen before, funny enough. And the bolt narrowly misses you, and you feel just a burst of energy from behind you, and then you feel like a weight is off your shoulders. But as your arrow pierces it, Puck, you get that quick feeling of, if that arm spread from Vargeir, is this what you might have to do in the future? And that kind of riddles you, and you take 3 psychic damage.
No save?
Oh, sorry, yeah, wisdom save. My bad.
Yeah. It's okay. I was like, I mean, it's fine, but...
No, you just feel so bad. That
yeah, I'm so bad. That is a nat 20.
Nat 20, all right.
Or
disregard.
20, yeah, okay.
you have the same thought, but it's not actually that concerning to you. No.
He's like, put down dogs. Before. No, I think Puck's seen it before.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know, he's dealt with this once. He's like, okay, I kind of was expecting what was going to happen this time.
Yeah, and you've discerned the difference between Vargeir and this thing. But yes, it is gone.
Yep. I'll probably, I don't know if, yeah.
So
with the time remaining, I'll say...
There is a door here, by the way.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah. I'll look at Vargeir and I'll say, we need to check in there. Is Hera all right? And that's probably all I have time for.
Sure. Cool. That brings us to Molokov.
Right, I will try not to hurt any more of my friends. I'm probably going to opt out of attempting to help Ghost. So as I come out into the hallway, I can't see any more of those any of these things on any more of my friends.
If you want to give me a perception check from where you're at.
Yep. Cool. You're probably slightly concerned until I see Hera there as well. That's better. Hey, look at that.
Now the dice are behaving when you don't want them to.
Yeah, for a perception check, that's a 17.
That's a 17. Oh, you see Puck and Vargeir are happy-go-lucky, but Hera has this nearly half-formed body behind her that is a skeleton version, a decaying tabaxi that looks like it has risen from the grave. And again, having no recollection of the dream, this is quite horrifying to you.
Yeah.
It's almost a vision of a tabaxi you know of, and then you realize that it actually resembles Hera a bit more. I'm gonna say make me the wisdom save now.
Yeah. Yep. That tracks.
Add a D4 as well because of the bless.
Oh, thanks, man.
Is it a natural one?
We're at a 5 currently. That's a 7 total.
That's 7 total. No. This is stuff of nightmares. I'm gonna roll a dice for this one. Yeah, you can take 8 psychic damage.
Yeah. I think regardless, that's not good. And so Molokov will shake off that headache, and
it's also on Hera, by the way. Yeah.
Yep. I throw a javelin. I'm looking at it again.
I'm going to take that you're looking directly at that. That was the wisdom save there, but the attack's still at disadvantage, but there's nothing to follow.
Yeah, cool.
Add a D4.
Yep, and a D4. Nice. Yep, cool.
I love Bless.
Here we go. Oh, that's better. It's a 10 plus a 1 on the Bless plus the 18 total.
18 total. Go for damage.
Cool. I succeeded at something, guys.
Hera, you see Molokov smash open this door and just look at you and just throw a javelin.
For the record, I am doing thorn whip as opposed to just a normal javelin. So depending on this monster's stat block, I guess, it's going to take 4 piercing damage.
Yep.
And if it has the possibility to be moved, it will be moved 10 feet towards me as the chain sort of drags it back.
Yeah. You 10 feet?
10 feet.
You pierce this thing and it takes form, and you almost hear Hera's scream as it pierces into it, and it goes, and you drag it forward. Hera, you now see this thing wrench over your shoulders and fall on the ground in front of you before standing up with a javelin through it, and you see a decaying version of yourself standing in the middle of the room between you and Molokov. I'm going to need you to make a wisdom save, please.
Do I add a bless to that?
You are blessed, yep. So that's a save. A d4.
It's an 11.
Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. 4 points of psychic damage as you see you're understanding this a bit more, and you know it's not real, but the fact that Molokov would be willing to throw a javelin at a form of yourself just kind of hits that little bit of betrayal in your head, and yeah, you take the 4 points of psychic damage.
Seeing it, having recognized Vargeir's thing, now knowing that's what I looked like in the dream as well, stacked on top of the fact that Molokov just javelined me, because that's kind of me, or a sort of a version. It's a lot. Hera faints onto the ground.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna say that to just top that off, you remember at the last moment that Molokov doesn't remember the dream, and that kind of is what sends you into and you fall down unconscious. So you will not have, well, actually it's your turn, so can you give me a death saving throw, please?
Sure can. Okay.
Molokov, you face this thing that is a decaying version of Hera, and you glance up past it, and you see Hera just keel over on the ground. What was that roll?
That's a 16.
It's a 16, so that's a success.
I think as after hurting Puck as well already, almost assumes that the ripping of that thing is what's done this. And so again, like, it's just guilt packing onto guilt.
Yep.
A little bit at the moment.
Speaking of guilt, Vargeir, you're up. As you hear from behind you, oh god! Oh god!
What do you mean guilt, sir? I'm going to see Molokov run in there, kind of being aware that he's like, okay, he's gonna help Hera in this small amount of time. He pops forward and boots open the door.
Yeah, sure. So, where's my reveal tool?
You revealed yourself as a tool finally, did you?
Yeah. All right, you bash open the door to reveal the kitchen of this home, and you see at the far end of the kitchen there's no sign of Lionel. There is a door to your right, which you can still hear the screams coming from. But in the kitchen, you see almost like tearing through a zip that isn't there. You see two of these creatures that don't really have a form. They are almost a leathery kind of circular creature with eyes popping out from all forms, and these have not attached themselves to anyone, so they do not take on a form, but they are clawing their way out of this split in the air. But there are two of them. If you can see them just here and here.
Yeah. I will dash forward. And is this pan here?
Sure, absolutely.
I will be grabbing that pan and flinging it at this one here.
Amazing.
As he kind of like stutters around, not knowing what to do. He can't quite reach, so he just reaches for a pan and kind of almost like frisbees it.
Yeah,
so
sure.
It's going like that.
Go for a attack roll. I think just add your strength modifier for that.
Sure. Yep, and my bless. So,
And your bless, yes.
That's a 14 plus 3 plus another 3. So
that'll definitely hit. And that's just a straight roll, by the way.
Yep, that's that's with my bless.
Yep, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. And how much damage is a pan?
I reckon let's just go a d6 plus your strength modifier.
Cool. Absolutely. Okay.
I think improvised weapon. There are rules for it, but d6 sounds solid. 8 damage.
Bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, I think it's you that decides based off the size.
Nice. You throw this pan, and wherever this creature has come from, maybe pans don't exist there. I don't know, but it doesn't. It definitely experiences one now as it pong hits it, and it falls out of this rift as you see it kind of like seal behind it, and it falls down to the ground, but it's still just up.
Yeah, sure.
With a little dent in it.
As I gesture, Puck, check the other room, and I'll have a pan fight with these guys.
Have a pan fight with these guys. Pure D&D. Vargir ends his turn, so let's see if we got anyone there. Yeah, actually, the form of Hera will move towards you, Molokov, with a javelin inside it, and it will reach up and take a swipe at you. Again, not great. Putting that dice away. It's a total of 9, so it'll just swipe at you, and you kind of just... It's very slow moving. But that brings us to the top of the round. Park.
Oh, sorry, that didn't sound like the end of a sentence.
Oh, sorry. Park, you are up.
No, all good.
Dot.
Puck's going to go to the door and push it open.
Smash open the door. What you see in this room is it's almost like a room that has been divided. There are stairs that go to the upstairs to this house. You know that there were 2 or 3 stories to this building. There's stuff splayed up over the ground, but just make sure I got this correct. At the end of the room, you see Lionel standing there with a shocked expression on his face, and he is trying to push away this thing that is hovering above him. What could be described as a large slug with spider legs that are touching the top of his head and almost trying to dig in to his brain. The description here, a bulbous body and 6 legs resembling those of a crustacean. 4 bulging eyes and a tooth-filled maw dominate its hideous visage. Behind and above these features, 1 or more lumps protrude from its body, each containing a brain that it seems that it has consumed. As we see this.
You see Kirby.
It's Kirby.
Check the GIF that I sent like 2 minutes ago to the chat.
All right, I will also put the monster into the chat. But it is your turn. Still? Okay.
Cool. Puck will just hesitate that 1 second as he rushes through the door, like trying to spot his target, sees it. And so that was 20, that's 25. Do I want to cunning action? No, I'm going to stand there, and I'm also quite hurt, so I'm going to shoot with my crossbow from there.
Sure. Roll to attack.
Yep, and I'll take sneak attack on it as well.
Yeah, go for it.
It's a natural 1, so I'll re-roll that for a 17.
17 will hit.
Cool. So that is... plus 13 points of piercing.
Yep.
And I'm a shoot it again.
Go for
it. That's a 19 on the dice.
Yep, that definitely hits.
Oh, nice. 11 points of piercing.
11 points of piercing, nice.
Oh, my apologies, it's 12.
Minus 1 more.
Because that crossbow was enhanced.
Yeah, nice. You fire 2 things into this, and it almost gloops into it, and it kind of looks up from Lionel and makes eye contact with you that you've now drawn its attention.
Yep. And I will just call out, get in here, and then that'll be my turn.
All right, the rest of you hear that. I suppose I should. 19, okay. It'll come back at the top of the round for its turn. But that brings us to Molokov.
Right. Hera just went down.
Yep.
And Molokov's not happy about that.
No. Also, Undead Hera is right in front of you.
Yeah, sure is. So I think... I don't know that she's saved one. I think I am gonna like sort of move around her, like almost keeping facing her, keeping the shield in between me and her, and then I'm gonna take a step back, assuming she's gonna.
It will go for an opportunity attack.
Yep.
Oh, that's better. It's an 18 total.
Oh, that will still miss.
Still miss. Swipes again, but is trying to move this javelin around inside it.
Yeah.
I will say, like, at this time, it's grown legs and feet, and it's starting to almost look less smoky and miragey and more physical.
I don't like that at all either. Fuck. No, stick with the plan. I'm going to get on like the other side of the couch there and
do like the little
yeah. And I'll sort of fall to my knees next to Hera, shove one of the capsules in her mouth and crunch her teeth against it. I will cast a Cure Wounds, which does one of these plus my wisdom. Where are you?
And this will get Hera up to the actual dice roll, not just 1 HP, like some other games.
No, to be fair, I found that, I think that might have been a weird bug or thing something it was doing right at the start, because it seems to do it now.
Interesting.
I don't know what was going on there before. So that's 6 points of healing for you here.
Nice. Hera, you gasp for breath, but also swallow this potion as you come back to consciousness and see Molokov crouching above you, and it is a relief to see your companion. You don't get scared or anything like that.
I think seeing her eyes flicker open, knowing that it's worked, I will vault back over the couch and sort of just stand protectively with the shield.
At the ready.
At the ready.
Nice.
And tell you what, pulls one of the chains on the armor, the arcane energy surges, and I'll give myself some 10th HP.
Oh, nice. All right, that brings us to Hera, who's held the same expression through that whole interaction.
Yeah, that's really impressive, Hera. Like, just...
There he is.
Oh, hello. Yeah, sorry. I think I might just need to grab my charger.
Oh, good. It is your turn.
Yep.
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 That's okay. I'll still go.
Yeah. You guys can wait.
Cool.
I swear to God, if it's his fake charger though.
It probably is his laptop charger.
while we're waiting for...
Oh, yeah.
Jed,
did you call me in the room, or did you just... Was that like a blanket?
General.
Just a yell.
Just general.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
All good, all good.
You're
right.
Not fully charged. Oh, it's not. It's like almost dead. Okay, yes. As I sort of like wake up and see Molokov there, and even though he sort of jumps back over, you probably might notice I'll almost reach up and grab you, and then almost check your other arm, not the middle one, and sort of like almost grab at your fur a little bit, just making sure you're the
real
Molokov.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which will confuse the shit out of Molokov because he has no idea what.
I will say you probably will definitely notice Hera's checking for something.
Yeah, but like I don't know that the other version of me is a robot version of me.
A ribbit.
Yeah. But I'll sort of pull myself up over the couch. To be fair, take like a step or two forward and just be looking and sort of studying the apparition that's almost fully formed.
Yep.
How are you here? You shouldn't be on the same plane. This doesn't make any sense. But to be fair, yeah, and I suppose because I'm going to be looking directly at it as well. Trying to take in as much as I can, knowing that might take a toll on my mind. I'm just going to cast False Life on myself and sort of squeeze my fists together, and this sort of green necrotic energy starts coming up my body. So I'm going to cast that second. Sweet. Okay. Heal up a bunch of points, but yeah, I'm sort of just almost going to be too stunned to make an attack against it, having just gone down and come back up. I try and bolster myself a little bit, but I'm definitely going to be looking at it the whole time, trying to take in as much of it as I can, sort of thing.
Sure. So you add those hit points in, and you see that it is almost materializing itself, and you're studying it, and you can still tell the difference that this is something that is taking on this form. It's not this form is coming to fruition.
No, yeah, it's.
But meanwhile, carry on.
No, yeah.
Meanwhile, things that have not taken form. Vargeir, we find you in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Throwing pots and pans at these things.
Yeah, hearing Puck, I'm going to kind of direct my voice to the store over here and yell, Molokov, Hera, 2 more in here. As I will bust round to about here.
Yep. As you round the corner, you see Lionel's brains being picked by this thing, but its gaze of one of its many eyes is on Puck as you round the corner, and almost take a falter back as you see this thing.
Yeah.
And then you carry on.
Yeah, he's definitely like shocked by what this is, but also in kind of like with no hesitancy reaches his mace across and gives it a smack in the head. It won't actually. It will have to. I believe it will have to be the glaive.
Okay.
Because he kind of reaches from his back and puts the shield away, so my AC will be 2 lower, but kind of swings the glaive like wide round to slash across it.
So this thing is kind of floating in the air above Lionel, but you swing your glaive round, go for an attack roll.
Sure. That is very good. That's a 19 on the roll plus 5. So 20.
That'll hit.
24, 25.
Yep.
With the bless.
Your glaive connects with this thing, slicing through its gunky body.
And I am going to smite.
Yeah, you are.
Which is 2d8. My 8. Okay, apparently all my 8-sided dice have decided to go missing.
Go walkabouts?
Yeah. I'll just have to roll this one separately.
Oh, good.
I'm a fucking moron. I'm holding the other one. Okay. Yeah, so it'll be 10 points of slashing damage.
Yep.
And I rolled so bad on the smite. That's 3 points. A 2 and a 1 for the smite. So that's radiant. So 3 radiant, 10 slashing.
2 seconds. So 13 total?
13 total, yep.
Alright, you swing through and the radiant damage from Tin as she pushes your glaive through this thing, cuts through it. And you see that it hurts it, not any more than it normally would, but you've dug a deep wound into it.
Cool, sure. Yeah, that's... I just have to check every time. It's not undead or fiend.
It is not.
Cool, that's all right. I will then end my turn.
You do get the sense of evil, though. Evil intention, evil pretty much in a sluggish form.
Yeah, sure. In a sluggish form.
Yes.
Yeah, that will be the end of my turn.
Cool. All right. That brings us to top of the round, which is its turn. So, how far away from you are? 15 feet. Okay. No, that's 10 feet. Yeah, I think it's going to go with that. You see it kind of stop paying attention to Lionel underneath, who is just in a state of shock at the moment, and he just kind of slumps to the ground. He's not unconscious or making death saves, he's just overwhelmed by this thing. As it kind of like rears itself up and looks out behind you, Vargir, and sees a room of action. And as it does, it will kind of like constrict itself in, and as it does, you see its color kind of take on a dark black hue before it kind of goes back to its light again. And in a 15-foot square, by the door, darkness fills around, and it's cast darkness around you, Poke. And then, so this is magical darkness. As you just, everything just goes black, and it will move forward around Lionel, pushing him to the side, and come up to you, Vargir, and take a swing at you, which will be a claw.
Mm-hmm.
So that is a 19 total.
And 19, yeah, we'll hit. Yeah, because my
19.
AC is too low. Yeah.
That is 4 points of slashing damage.
Cool. Yep.
And as it slashes at you and makes a cut, you see these tendrils starting to come, and they're aiming for your head. But he can't do anything else because of action economy.
I need to do a concentration saving throw.
Sure.
Again, I'm so sorry, but I never understand these. It's a Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
Half damage, or what is it? What's the number?
Whichever is higher, it's either half the damage that was dealt to you,
or 10,
or 10,
or
10.
10.
So,
okay. So 10.
Yeah.
Anything 20 or lower, you're trying to get above a 10. If they do more damage to you,
yeah.
This is. I still get the bless on this saving throw for the concentration 4 bless.
Yep, 100%.
Oh, you think so? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a saving throw. So.
Yeah, that's a 16. So
16. Even though it's scratched into you, Tin is whipping around you and making sure that these wounds don't dig too deep, and you keep concentration on Bless.
Cool.
Puck, your world goes dark.
Yeah. Used to operating in the shadows, just a little bit more dark than he's probably used to.
Yep.
Puck is going to move, I think, directly towards where his ally was.
Sure.
To try and get out of the darkness. Yeah, so he'll move to there. Oh, crap, the thing's right in front of me.
Yep.
And he's going to shoot it with his crossbow.
Go for it.
Where is my dice? There it is. That's a nat 20.
Nice.
I'm sneak attacking.
Definitely.
As well. I mean, I don't know if I needed to say that before, but I was definitely going to. So that is... Okay, got it. That starts off with 24 plus all the roll.
Yeah, that'll definitely hit.
Oh, sorry. I mean, that starts off with 24 damage.
Oh, 24 damage, right.
Yeah. Plus another 11. Hang on. Yeah, plus another 11. So what's that? 35 damage?
35 damage. You pop out of the shadows and see this thing and just fire directly down as it's kind of opening its maw to Vargir, and you just shoot this arrow through it, doing serious damage to it. Pops out the other side, taking a brain with it.
Nice. And I'm going to shoot it again.
Nice, go for it.
That's a 19 to hit.
19 will hit. Go for damage.
And that is only 10 points of piercing.
10 points of piercing.
Damage. And Puck is going to... He's very injured, so he's going to just back up a bit. Does that still leave me within 30 feet? Probably there. I mean, feel free to move on, otherwise I'll just... Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'll
nice.
go there.
You back up and you look behind you and you see the swirling darkness that is left behind you. It seems like it is still concentrating on that.
Yep. I will probably call out just carefully move through the darkness, and then that'll be my turn.
All right. Everyone in the house can hear that. And after Puck, we've got Molokov.
Yep. Realizing that things are moving on from where we are.
Yep.
I think Molokov's going to run forward, shield first. He's almost trying to push it out into the hallway with it, but I'm going to use my shield bash because I'm trying to knock it prone, this guy in front of me.
Mm-hmm. You can just go for a normal attack.
I believe it's contested strength, but we can do it like an attack roll if you want.
We'll contest strength.
That's good. 22.
Yeah, 8.
Cool. So he is prone, so I will have advantage on a punch as I try to fucking finish him off.
Yep.
Natural 20.
There we go.
Yay.
Good roll. Good roll.
Good roll. I don't even know why I try and use those other dice. I've got a set of Molokov dice that I really want to use, and every time we start a game, I try and use them, and they roll really badly. And so I change to the other dice, and they just come through. Right. So it'll be 12 damage automatically plus. I am also having trouble locating my d8s. 20 total damage.
I'm going to say with a natural 20, I'm not going to get you to do a wisdom save, as you know that you've just helped Hera up, and you just come across and you want to get this thing out of existence, and you just pummel into it with your shield, with your fist, and it eventually just dissipates into nothing.
Lovely. And I will use the rest of my movement heading back out.
Nice.
Cool. That went well.
Very well.
That's what I got.
All right, Hera, you're up.
Up and Adam.
Your subject is no longer on this world to study.
Yeah. A little bit disgruntled at that, but that's fine. Pressing things at hand. I suppose there's screaming and a hollering coming from this way. So I will run over next to Molokov.
Just for your information as well, this is a door.
Yeah, that's cool though. I sort of just want to follow along behind. I think. What I'm gonna do is
He'll get there.
It's actually just how long Dale takes to say anything.
He's actually just saying each syllable really slowly. It
run up.
Oh.
Behind him.
We'll see the action on the board.
Rogar will swing with his glaive.
Yeah. There you go. I think you're back.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
How are we doing?
We're good.
Cool. I run up behind Molokov, seeing him sort of running ahead, and I'll slap my hands on his back as a sort of little burst of energy goes into him, and I'm going to cast Long Strider on him.
Oh, nice.
But alas, I think that will probably be all. I'll just sort of be sticking behind him a little bit.
Yep.
Probably glancing back and looking at Ghost and being like,
give me a perception check.
What?
Also, what does Long Strider do?
I think it just gives you an extra 10 feet of movement.
Yo. Sick.
Yeah, speed increases by 10 feet. Perception check is only going to be an 11.
An 11. That's enough. As you slap your hands on the back of Molokov and you're checking, you know Puck and Vargera ahead, you know Molokov's in front of you, and you turn around to see Ghost, and his eyes roll back into his head, looking up almost like that possessed stance, and this red energy is flowing over him, almost like a waterfall, almost like water is pouring over him, this red energy that I believe you've seen it in the pit, but you know that is the red that protects Ghost, the red that is some form of power within him that allows him to do things that normal people can't. But what you do notice is that he is fading. You can almost see through him as this red energy conclaves over him, and you can see through to the opposite wall. Seems that he's becoming transparent.
Interesting. I'll probably almost even, yeah, it's like as well, I've got no movement left, but I'll run up, cast a spell onto Molotov and almost take a second and look at him, and we'll pull my hand off Molotov and almost turn and be looking towards Ghost, sort of not really too sure what's going on.
Yep. Anything else?
No, that's all I can do.
All right, Vargir, you're up.
Yeah, as this thing starts to send his little tendrils out towards me, I'm going to look and double check where Puck is, see him there, kind of fling the glaive round and reattach it to my back. And I want to grab the tendrils that are coming out to me.
Sure.
Almost like a grapple, but I'm also going to put my... I'm quite tall, but I want to put my foot up on it and even try, like, rip these arms off.
Go for it. You can pull it down to your height. It's like floating. You're not sure how, but you pull, like, yeah. You don't care about reality. Like, pull this down and rip these things off.
Yeah. So what would that be? Is that like a grapple, and then next turn is like the ripper, like trying to pull, or?
Honestly, you're pretty close to it. You can grapple it. Let's go opposed strength.
Yep.
To try and rip these.
Athletics.
You can go athletics.
Oh, that's a nat 20, so a 27 all up.
27 all up.
All these nat 20s.
You grab these two legs and you just rip them out of this thing. Roll me a d8.
Sure. 6.
6. So you can do that much damage to it, but it also reels back and now is like lost 2 of its arms. It has done more than just damage it.
Sure. Cool.
Stop me using an ability next turn, you bastard.
You fucking know.
Oh, yeah,
I will kind of like. I think seeing this work and holding these 2 things and going, and he throws them down and he kind of like turns around to the side of it, almost getting ready to grab another leg.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so it's come to their turn. These are going to start moving 15 feet down to this door. Actually, you know what? They're going to dash. As you kind of notice these not formed creatures coming towards you, Molokov, as Hera is facing the other way. But that brings us to top of the round, which is its turn, and it will not do that maneuver anymore, but it will be very mad that you ripped its arms off, and it will focus in its eyes all onto you, Vargeir, and emit a blast of psychic energy. I need your wisdom saving throw, please. You're muted. But you are blessed.
Yeah. I was going to say I'm not bad at these rolls, and then I rolled a 4 plus 3, so 7 plus another 4, so 11.
11. You see this thing focus all its eyes on you, and you have a moment of it staring into your soul, and you feel Tin shudder with fear as you take 9 points of psychic damage.
Okay.
It'll then make a claw attack at you.
Sure. I'll do a concentration for that attack first.
Yep. So that's still just a DC of 10.
That's a 9, so the bless will drop.
Yep. Not great. 8 on the dice, so that won't hit you. Cool. That's its turn over. Or is it? Movement. Yeah, yeah. Puck, you're up.
Cool. Seeing the arms ripped off, not that necessarily mechanically it has to do anything, but I'm going to start aiming for the eyes, and I'm going to keep shooting it.
Sure, go for
it. Cool. That's a 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
Sneak attack.
Yep.
And that is... what does that make it? 18 points of piercing, and I'll shoot again.
Nice, go for it.
Oh, sorry, I just rolled the wrong dice. There we go. Nope, missed the dice tray. Doing well.
Just throw them up in the air.
Yeah, 22 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And 11 points of piercing.
Nice, you pierce 2 of its eyes as it kind of screams out.
Yeah, and I'll call out, "Good job, Vargeir. Let's keep going."
Nice.
Where are you? To the others outside the room.
All right, you hear this. Where are you? As we move down to Molokov.
There's still things out there. What do you fucking mean? What are you? Fucking.
You probably can see just around the corner. There is just this darkness.
Yeah.
Whether it's you probably can't see that it's swirling darkness. You're just like, maybe there's no lights on around that corner, but
yeah. But there's potentially something going on.
Yeah.
I don't know the extent of it. In my mind, there's just more of these fuckers there.
Yep.
So I'm gonna sort of turn back to Hera, just casting that spell on me, and see that she's staring over at Ghost.
Yep. You look back, and if you do choose to look back, you will see the same thing.
I'll sort of, half glance. I'm probably not going to link it to he's fading, but see that he is still there, incapacitated, and I'll just say to
What
Hera,
are you doing, Dale?
Yeah, fuck. I thought he had frozen again. Like he had gone back to stretch and then he had just frozen back there. Anyway, I will say to Hera, see if you can help him. Get them in the fight. And I will charge forward. I think I'm going to go same move. I'm going to first bonus action try and knock him prone.
Yep, so opposed strength.
Opposed strength. I am no longer blessed. But that's still a 19.
Yep, that'll be, so it goes prone.
Lovely. I will take a smack at him. Just a regular old hit.
Just a whack.
Just a whack. No natural 20 this time. That is a 15 to hit.
Nice. As you run up and go to thwack it, you notice this big pot-sized dent in its form as you follow through and it squish it into the ground as it then kind of just fades out to nothing.
Wonderful. How much is that? 5, 10. Hoping that Hera is going to listen to what I say. I think I'm going to sort of step into the room, see that this darkness is probably magical.
Yep. There's also one to your left as well.
Yeah. So that's what I'll get into. I think he's not going to try and go through it. He's going to go to its edge and turn back to the last one in the room.
Sure. All right. Hera, you're up.
Okay. I'll sort of move to, like, probably won't get right up to him, but just move a bit closer to Ghost. Sort of trying to work out what's going on, not really knowing what's going on but I'm gonna hold my finger up to my ear and I'm gonna try and cast message to him.
Right.
Knowing that magical communication might work better than just trying to speak to him in the state that he's in. And I'll just say, Ghost, I don't know if you can hear me. I could really use your help right now. What's going on?
Okay.
And then I'll give it a beat.
Give me an Arcana roll. Check.
That's an 18.
An 18. As you cast the message, you feel it connect with your desired target, but the response is almost staticky, like winds and waves combined. And just in the distance of it, you hear Ghost's voice. You can't make out what he's saying. As you see Ghost's form fully vanish. See ya.
He's.
And I will be going with Michael solo for what happens next for Ghost. But you see this one, and it's this pouring of red that seems to be enveloping him as it kind of goes more transparent, and then finally you realize that you're not looking at anyone. But you did make that connection, and it's the static overloaded.
Yeah. But there was a connection there.
Yep.
Okay, that's cool. That was 10 feet of movement, so I would have sort of. Suppose it wouldn't be much help. Come back up to here. See Molotov and the thing over there. And I'm just going to cast a chill touch.
Nice.
That one over there. For an 11 to hit.
11 will hit.
Ooh. 1 damage.
1 damage. Very nice.
One little necrotic thing.
You flick this around the corner and it kind of catches it off guard, but the necrotic energy does take hold. That's you done. Back to Vargir.
Sure. I'm gonna kind of dance round to the like, I guess the Varga's left side of it.
Sure.
And go for that next leg.
Yeah, go for it. Let's go opposed strength.
Yep. Unnatural 20, 15 plus 5.
Natural 20 for a 24.
A little bitch.
As you pull it, and it kind of, you shake it in the air, and it kind of turns around to you, and if this thing could grin, it would be, as it now has you kind of cornered up against the wall.
Yeah, sure.
That's your action.
I honestly, I have a bunch of FA to do with my bonus actions, so yeah, he'll kind of be like, oh shit, and I'll end my turn there.
All right. Tiny little bit of necrotic energy is still a bit of necrotic energy, so it will come down and take an attack on Hera. That is a total of 14 to hit. Hera? 14. Does 14 hit?
14. Yes. Sorry.
All good. 3 points of slashing damage. Yeah. And then it will come to Big Boy's turn. And he's a little mad. You're trying to get his limbs.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just gave him a pat in the arm.
Little pat?
Little pat.
Oh
God, no.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to do that. It'll kind of like try and close all its limbs into its body. And as it does, you feel the ground underneath you almost like limbs are coming up from the wood. And it's going to cast Arms of Hader, so I need you to make a strength saving throw.
I hate this spell. Yeah, strength saving.
Yeah.
That's a natural 1.
Natural 1. So that's definitely going to fail. So you're going to take... What is that?
An ouchie amount of damage.
Yeah, 10 points of necrotic damage. And you can't take reactions until your next turn.
Oh, great.
So what it's going to do is it's going to then move forward into the darkness, and Molokov, you feel something coming up to your brain, and it's going to try and make a claw attack on you. For a natural 20.
I was going to say, does it have some form of advantage? Because I have no fucking clue it's there.
No.
Doesn't matter, it's a nat 20.
Unfortunately not, but that is a natural 20.
Yep. That doesn't matter how good Molokov's AC is.
Yep.
Against that.
So that's going to be 6 points of slashing damage. Oh, sorry, natural 20, so 6 plus 4, 10 points of slashing damage.
Yep. Question for the DM about how darkness works.
Yeah.
My understanding is making attacks within darkness imposes disadvantage unless you can see in it.
Yeah, so it can see through magical darkness.
Yeah, cool. No, cool, that's fine. Just checking.
It casts darkness on itself, and it's like, oh wait, hold on.
wait a second, I'm blind.
But I will say that
like,
you can't.
Child logic. I can't see you. You can't see me.
Yeah, it just covers its eyes. Oh wait, it's got no front legs. But it is covered in darkness at the moment. So Vargia, as these tendrils kind of claw around you, you see this thing float past you, and you go to swing at it, but another tendril grabs onto your arm, and you feel that necrotic burning. But that brings us to Puck, who has just seen this thing disappear into the darkness.
Is my movement halved as well?
I believe so.
And how wide? It's a 10-foot radius?
Yeah, on a failed save, 2d6 necrotic damage and can't take reactions until the next turn. On a successful save, it takes half damage but suffers no effect. So no, you can take your full movement.
Cool, okay. Cool.
But yes, Puck, you are up.
Yeah. Did Molokov make any noise when he got attacked?
I'm assuming a little bit of a ooh.
Yeah, he's not that proud to not
Hit line, hit line 1, hit line 2.
Yeah,
weird hands reaching for you from the darkness is pretty freaky.
check the combat log.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I think Puck is just gonna have to run in. It probably runs like pretty much into it, really.
Yep. Okay.
And then stops.
Yep. So the attack will be
and
at
then-
disadvantage.
Well, I'm not in the darkness.
It is though.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I've run into it, and I'm just gonna take out the sword, and I'm gonna take a swing.
Go for it.
Hey, it's a nat 20, unfortunately, but then it's an 11, which is an 18 to hit.
That'll still hit. You do find it.
And it's within 5 feet of my ally.
Sure is.
No, but I can't get I can't get sneak attack because I had disadvantage.
Right.
Cool. So that's that's not bad though. That's an 8 plus 5, so that's 13 points of damage.
That's a good hit.
And I'm gonna try shooting it.
Sure.
With my bonus action.
Yep.
Which would also be at disadvantage.
That's correct.
The lower of those is a 3, which makes it a 11. So I think that'll miss.
Fire out, and it must have moved forms after being stabbed, and you just hear your crossbow ping into the roof.
Yeah.
Or the bolt, right. Not the crossbow.
Cool. And Puck will just sort of crouch down, not mechanically, but like being ready to try and dodge any attack that comes at him.
Sure. Cool. Molokov, this thing is clawing at your brain. Whatever it is, maybe it's another one of these things.
Yep, it sure is. Now, if I were to say a 15-foot cube originating from me, is that like...
So that darkness is a 15-foot cube?
Yeah, so like, yeah, cool. I don't know Puck's on the other side, so he wouldn't have factored into this anyway. I just didn't want to hit hero. So I think, yeah, the way he sort of does it is he just holds this, feels this coming from behind, can't see what it is, and I think just sort of brings his shield round and then like slams his fist into the front, and a thunder wave just launches out.
Oh, nice.
From me. So they have to make con saves. I think it's con saves. Yeah, con saves.
Con, okay.
Yeah, the big guy and the other one.
All right, so a 16 for the little one.
Will pass.
And then a 21 for the big guy.
Yep. Cool. So they both pass, but they will take. It's not bad. Doesn't add anything, but that's half to 6 points of thunder damage each.
Nice. The smaller guy just gets blown out of existence. The other guy will take 6 points of damage.
Seeing Hera's still there, I'll leave space for her, but I'll just turn back around. I won't step into the darkness, but I'll face the darkness.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah. And not sure what's on the other side, but I've got the shield at the ready.
All right. Shield at the ready. Hera, seeing this thunder wave go out from Molokov, it destroys the small aberrational creature. What would you like to do?
Oh, what's going on? What are the others through there? I'll run forward, and I suppose run into the darkness.
You run into the darkness, and it just goes pitch black.
Do I bump into anything?
I think if you're running in, you haven't yet.
Can I hear anything in the darkness?
I suppose you can hear, I don't know, like, it's like grumbling, almost like a real hungry stomach when it's real inconvenient when you're sitting in a silent room and it's like...
Cartier, is that you?
You also don't know how long this darkness goes on for.
No, but Markov had his shield turned up against the darkness. He did get attacked right from it. I suppose. Yep, I will sort of run into the darkness, presuming that hopefully my friends aren't in the darkness, I guess.
Okay.
I'm going to
take the risk.
Take a risk listening to the grumbling stomach, and I'm going to reach out with a low green necrotic energy on my hands and just sort of try and grab into something and cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay, it'll be at disadvantage.
Would that be flanking and therefore cancel that out?
Yeah, go for a straight roll.
Ooh, didn't even know it was flanking.
Good call.
Is it
flanking? You don't know you're flanking, but it's because it can see, it does know it's being flanked.
Yeah.
I suppose it's it going. Oh
yes.
Fuck, there's things all around me now.
And that's the logic I applied to sneak attack, is it was focusing on Molokov, therefore it's not focusing on you. Yeah.
That's going to be a 26 to hit.
Oh, that'll just hit.
Just glimpse the side of it.
No, you reach forward and you feel your hands almost go into like a putty kind of substance as you grab in, and the necrotic energy starts flowing into it.
That's going to be 13 necrotic damage.
13 necrotic damage, 13 hit points left as you smash into the thing, and as you pulse this necrotic energy into it, the darkness drops. Vagir, the tendrils around you drop, and then Hera, you see what you're holding on to as it kind of screams and tries to wriggle around to you, but before it does, you push that final pulse of necrotic energy into it, and it just kind of blasts away like a bad dream awoken from, and is dead, which takes us out of initiative. The darkness drops.
Cool.
The thunder wave has dropped, and we are out of initiative.
I'm going to pop straight to over here.
Sure.
I guess first, like, is his brain just like open?
Run over to him and give me a medicine check.
Sure, I can do those. Yep. That's a 16 plus 3, 19.
19. You see that there are like cuts and scratches on his head, but it had not got into his skull.
Sure. He
was just horrified that this thing was trying to get into his mind the physical way.
Sure. I'll then just put. How injured does he look? Like, is he gushing out blood, or is it just
it's less injured, more that he has just been. He's never seen something like this in his life. You gather he's probably not even seen a goblin, or you know, kind of thing. Hasn't left the city. He is eyes wide open, and he is muttering and mumbling, and it's just nonsense.
I'll pick him up and I'll rest him in this chair.
Sure.
Maybe if he's still got his tea brew kit around, maybe pour him a cup of tea and put it in his hand.
Yep.
His trembling little teacup hand.
He doesn't even acknowledge the teacup. When you bring it to him, he's just and then it was just there, and then it went for it, and it had legs.
I know. Calm down. I'll just stay with him for a bit.
Sure.
Comforting.
Give me a persuasion. Actually, no, you're just with him. That's fine for now. Go, Molotov.
As Hera ran in, and I sort of see that Ghost didn't follow her. And I know he went off to find Ghost. Yeah, I think as soon as the thing falls, I don't think urgently, but I will start moving. Yeah, I will just like move into the other room. Not seeing Ghost again immediately, probably not going, oh, he's disappeared into the ether. Assume like I'll take a look around the room, like assuming he's just like gone to sit down or something.
Yep. You see both Onus and Shapiro on the bed, rubbing their heads and kind of looking at each other, like trying to gather what their surroundings are. They see you come in the room. Onus will give you a nod, and Shapiro will look up and breathe a sigh of relief, just to kind of see a familiar face in this room that they don't identify.
What happened? Where is Ghost?
Shapiro will kind of sit forward a little bit. Ghost, I haven't seen Ghost. I've only just kind of come back from. Whoa! Where are we? What? Did we?
We are in. Oh God, I've forgotten the name of the city.
New Throne.
New Throne.
Oh,
we made it.
We made it. His face lights up a little bit, and Onus kind of breathes a sigh of relief now. Oh well. He kind of takes in a couple of things around the room. Oh, we're a House of Jorosco.
Yes, we thought this is the safest place to bring you.
Oh, good call.
And what? I sort of almost narrow my eyes and.
You see,
didn't think the other healers would potentially be able to help you.
Well, help us. What happened? The last thing we remember. This is Shapiro, right? Yeah, I was in my cabin and flung up against the ceilings. Is the ship okay? Did we make it?
We made it. The ship did not.
You see Onus give out a groan. What?
Ghost did his best to soften the fall, but
the fall
with both of you incapacitated, we did our best.
Oh,
we fell from the sky. We were attacked.
Onus's eyes just like wide open. My ship. Was anyone hurt? What happened? I was coming in for landing. I was preparing everything, and then suddenly I felt something on the back of my. He reaches for the back of his head, and you see him quickly check on the back, and goes, "I just felt a hit, and then I was out cold."
Yes. Well, the crew didn't make it, but we did.
They both have a somber look when you say the crew didn't make it, and and no one was hurt on the landing. We didn't crash into any buildings or anything.
No, we crashed in the jungle.
In the jungle.
Quite lucky to get you both out alive, if I'm being honest.
They kind of look at each other and breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief.
In fact, we're quite glad we did bring you here. It seems a doctor would not have been able to help you. It was
boom,
only...
boom, 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 boom. You hear a knock at the door. The front door.
At like the front door?
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Almost aggressive knocking.
I suppose when the darkness dropped, I would have seen the house tender not looking
too good.
Hot. So I'll sort of give one more suspicious look back at them, and wait here. I'll go to the door. And...
They kind of rest back on the bed and still rubbing their heads, and you see Onus is still kind of checking his wound at the back of his head. The rest of you do hear this door knock as well. Boom, 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 boom.
I'll sort of check. Is there like a... Can I visibly see as I come up to the door? Is there some way that this door is locked or barred or any...
I would say it's not locked because Lionel had let you in and then just closed it behind him. But you do see that there are a couple of devices, you know, like slot the wood in and turn the key to lock it. A chain as well. It's not over the top, but it's pretty secure once you do lock it. But you can see through like the frosted glass 2 figures standing outside and what seems like some figures behind them.
Right.
But the 2 at the door are humanoid. Boom, 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 boom. You see them knocking.
I am gonna, as like slowly as I can, put the bar down.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Vargir, you hear the knocking and Lionel, more, there's more. They're coming for us. They're coming for us.
Look, you were safe here. I promise. Everything's gonna be okay. Whatever that was, they're gone.
That can be a persuasion check, please.
Sure. That's a 13.
13. You see him start to like think to start shouting a bit louder, but then he kind of gets his breath under control and they're coming. You'll have to protect us. You have to protect us.
I will.
What did you get, Molokov?
Quite surprising for Molokov's dex. That's a 19.
19. You slot the wood down. It doesn't appear to make any noise. Boom, 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 boom. Is anyone in there?
Shield at the ready. Who is it?
Boom, 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 boom. It's the city guard.
With the pause?
No. It's the city guard. I was trying to think whether he would say his name or not, but no. The city guard. The city guard. What's going on in there?
Oh, we don't need your help today. It's okay. Don't worry.
Why do you sound like Andor from What We Do in the Shadows?
You see the two shadows look at each other and then look back, and you see these forms behind them kind of get a little bit bigger as they approach. Boom, 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 boom. We've got cause to worry. We've seen. Is everyone okay in there? Is anyone using magic?
As far as I know, are we allowed to use magic in this city?
I don't think you've asked.
Nope, have not asked. Sort of ponder that question for like there will be a pause. No, we just heard a loud bang. But everyone's okay in here.
A loud bang? What's going on? Open up and we just want to ask some questions.
Yeah.
You need to open the door to be asked questions, do you?
Are you there? Have you snuck up behind me?
Parky's in a world of hurt right now, but he's like skulking at the back with his crossbow sort of half ready, but also just like hand over his over some wounds in a lot of pain.
Yeah. I don't think we let them in, but I think it will draw a bit suspicion if we don't open the door. I will pull open the bar. And sort of, I won't like open the door wide open. I'll do this sort of open it just a little bit.
Yep. Put your head around. There would be a chain on it as well if you want to have that attached, so you can open it.
Yeah. I love it, like the apartment door. Yeah.
You open the door and you see two golden dragonborn with some kind of like off-white golden robes over them. They're each holding a javelin kind of spear kind of thing, and they have no emblems on them, but they look very clean and very strong. They look quite buff.
And that no emblem, that was something we noticed on the way in as well.
Correct. Yeah, that the guards don't really.
They don't look like they're. Yeah.
Yeah, the city guards don't really carry any insignia on them. What you do notice though is they too are standing up on the porch. Two figures behind them in the street. You see, almost in a cocoon form, with not tendrils but kind of talons and stuff, almost locked in, and it almost looks like a stationary sentry form of the creatures you encountered in the jungle, as they kind of are glowing a purple energy that seems to be fading and fading. The purple energy you saw when you used spells in the jungle that they tracked you down.
Right.
Yes. Hello. Can I ask what's going on in there?
Oh well, me and my friends were just trying to recover from a long journey, and we felt this pulse go through the building. I don't know what happened, but we're all okay in here. I hope. Is everyone else okay?
You see him
Do you know what it was?
Narrow his eyes at you. You can give me a deception check, please.
Yeah, waiting for that. God, my deception's my charisma's worse than my dex.
Are you still blessed?
I'm not blessed. I don't know why. I was about to roll at disadvantage. I don't know why.
No, this is a straight roll. This is a straight roll.
That's -1, I believe. So a solid 10.
A solid 10.
Yeah.
Narrows his eyes at you, and with you saying, "Is everyone else okay?" You see him look at the other one and go, "We haven't investigated anyone else's house yet. You say it was a pulse, a wave."
That's what it felt like. I'm no mage or nothing, but it felt weird.
Well, make sure to stay safe, and we'll investigate a bit further. No need to tell anyone else about this. If it's an isolated incident, then it's better to not panic the population.
Okay, understood. Close the door.
Boom, 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 boom. He knocks again.
Who is it? No, I'll open the door. I'll open the door again.
You let me open the door, so it's just a different tabaxi.
He goes, sorry, I wasn't quite done yet. Would you be okay bringing this to the attention of the council?
That meeting's no, sorry, I'm asking the DM. That meeting's tonight, right? Or...
That's what you've heard, yes.
Yeah. He'll sort of look ponderously at the like he's thinking about it, and we can say what we know. Yes.
All right. Well, you stay safe, and starts moving back down the stairs. And as he does, you see these pods kind of just start floating beside them as they make their way down the street. You close the door.
Close the door, and I think I put the bar back down.
Sure.
Any other locks and things I can find?
Yep.
Can I ask how loud? This conversation wouldn't be heard through the house?
I think because he's talking through the door, that's probably just between Puck and Molokov. If you've come round, Puck. So the rest of you wouldn't have heard that conversation or seen outside as well, because Molokov would have been in the way.
Yeah, I'm still all the way over here, so.
Yep.
I will sort of... I think I'll explain to Puck what I've just seen, at least, if he's there.
Yeah, because I would have seen the things outside. Why...
Yeah. And describe to, like, these things have tracked the magic, and we need to be careful now.
Seems magic might be a controlled art within the city.
Yes, it may not be the best idea to continue doing these things.
What are you going to tell them? I mean, we didn't do anything wrong. We just defended ourselves, but now we've said that nothing happened. What are you going to say?
Well, I thought better to lie now and figure out what we want to do as a discussion, rather than try to come up with something on the spot. I feel like perhaps our friends in there, and sort of look over and see the shaking hands onto a like an empty tea mug of what's his name? The Lionel.
Yeah, he is just looking out past this tea mug. He is shocked to the core.
Yeah.
And the other two are still in the other room, just kind of like, I guess, getting their things together. They're not getting ready to go out, but they're kind of just making sure they're still groggy.
Yeah, I think I'll sort of again come back, sort of as we're like half regrouping in that middle room, and sort of see Vargir helping out Lionel. See Hera's just back here as well, and hang on, where does Ghost?
Oh, didn't really have time to mention before. seems he's no longer with us.
That sounds so bad.
Rephrase. It's almost specifically, actually, I think he is still with us, but he's not here.
Heather, can you just once?
You know the glow that he had around him when we were in the pit.
Yes. I mean, I think, and we all saw that that was happening as we left the room.
Yes, yes.
Whatever that is, it is some sort of higher power, perhaps. I believe maybe he's been summoned by that power or for that power to do some sort of task, but I made a small connection with him as he was disappearing. I don't think this is the last we will see of Ghost.
I would hope not.
Straight face.
I like the heroes. It's like he's off on an adventure. He's clearly gone. He's okay. This is clearly his intention.
He's just moving house, guys.
Moving planes.
Can you tell us
Moving
what happened,
planes.
Hera?
Yeah, and so I will sort of go into explaining that the red mist seemed like it was taking him away.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't seem like he was in pain or anything. And I'll relay that I tried to message him while I could still see him, and he made contact, but I couldn't hear what he was saying. I couldn't make out any words or anything. But that doesn't actually narrow down whether or not he's still on our plane or not.
Right.
So I'll probably say a bit too calmly.
The enemies that we killed, there's no bodies, right? They've disappeared.
Correct.
Maybe he went back to where.
Even the big one.
Even the big one. Once you pulse that necrotic energy into it, it almost blinked out of existence, like the feeling of waking up from a bad dream.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
I saw one of those shadow things crawl out of it was almost like a slit in the world. I can't. I'm absolutely confused.
Where did you see the slit?
I'll walk Hera directly over to where it was.
Conveniently, there's a pot on the ground that shows exactly where that was.
Yeah.
While they're doing that,
Yep.
I would like to go over, because you're not there anymore. I'm going to head over to Old Mage.
Yeah, sure.
Master.
And I'm going to. Sorry.
Master.
No, just gonna slap the shit out of it. No, no. I'm gonna try and get him to heal me, and I'm hoping that by sort of giving him a very clear task, that's like a thing that he kind of does, that helps to sort of snap him out of a bit of his, haze.
Yeah. Give me persuasion or just straight charisma with advantage.
Yep. That's a 16.
Yeah, nice.
So
you go over to him and he's still just staring out into the void. But what do you kind of say to him to give these instructions?
Yeah, I'm going to play it up a little bit. Like, I am very, very hurt, but I'll head over and I'll be like, can you help me? These wounds, I need help. I need your help. Just sort of really trying to engage him in what's going on.
Takes a little bit of time as he's still staring out, but just a little side glance, he looks over at you and you lock eyes with him, and that's when you're like, really hold that focus, and you kind of show the wounds and stuff, and you see his brain do that thing where it goes into action mode. Well, action as far as he's concerned, and he yes, it's a cup, that means I need this and that, and he gets straight up and almost pushes past you, doesn't shove you or anything, but goes and starts picking out bandages and stuff like that. Let me roll a dice. you can heal 12 hit points. As he starts mending and putting little tonics on and attending you as a doctor or / nurse that he is. But you can tell that his brain is now in its repetitive state of he knows how to fix people.
Great.
Meanwhile, Hera, you get shown over to this kitchen and you get a weird sense of something just... It feels cold in here, which isn't normal, especially given the jungle heat.
Just really quickly on that, as we are walking over, as I see Hera kind of look a bit worse for wear herself as well, as I'm guiding her over, I'll kind of like put my arm on her shoulder and I'll chuck 10 lay of hands on you.
All right.
But yeah, then go. Right here, kind of like drawing a line in the space.
Yes. Yes.
A cut, and it was like a purple hue.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was there. Was like this wide, and it crawled out and popped on the floor like a bugbear giving birth.
A little shake up my spine from that. Not the imagery you wanted on a Sunday morning. I'll probably pull out like a little scrap of paper and jot down just like a couple notes of what you say. And then just for like a second, almost put my hand up where you said the tear was.
Yep.
Just sort of almost just like imagining it would, if it was still there, sort of thing. Sort of start piecing together in my head the pulse of energy from the things. The fact that the lizardman guy told me that the dragons don't like magic. Did you mention that they had... Oh, he's gone.
What was the question?
Did he mention that they had those mage hunter bug
I believe
things?
he did. Yeah, I believe he did.
Yeah. Sort of piecing that together as well. Like, they're obviously using those to keep magic out of the cities. Now, I guess, perhaps for obvious reasons. How much do they know
Say
about...
again, Malikov? Say again, Malikov?
I was just saying, I did mention...
Yeah.
I did sort of mention that that was how they would attract us.
Yeah.
Sorry,
sort of
carry on, Dale.
Putting a lot of pieces together. Well, probably almost just sitting there next to Vargir going,
Watching Hera study nothing, but like obviously something, but seeing Hera studying nothing, Vargir's going to help in the only way he knows how, and I will use another divine sense to just see if there's any kind of like leftover energy, focusing on mainly the two spaces those two creatures came out of,
Sure.
and where the big boy disappeared.
Sure. You kind of close your eyes and start thinking on the fact that Tin was scared at some point, and you try and just connect back with her and bring her back to front attention. And the sense you get from her is that the danger is gone, the evil is gone, but the evil was here. It came from somewhere, and the fact that it's gone kind of seems that they did appear from somewhere. And in conjunction with that, Hera, you're investigating this. Can you give me an intelligence check with advantage, as Vargir might say some of this stuff that he's like, it was here, it wasn't here.
Yeah, I was almost hoping he would, if there was anything there, that he would mention that he can still feel something, or...
Yeah, I will bring all that up. Like, there's nothing I feel here now, but there was.
Because like you can obviously see that I'm trying to feel for if there's anything there. Nice. Investigation check.
No, intelligence.
Oh, intelligence. Sorry, intelligence check. That's +5. So that's going to be a 7.
Oh no. Unfortunately, it's just not really much you can piece together. All those things you were saying in your head, you can confirm with yourself.
It's just rolling through my head over and over again.
Yeah.
I keep stepping back and going.
Yeah, I'm not going to take any of that away. Like, those are all valid thoughts, but they're just you're just not connecting the dots at the moment.
Yep. Cool.
I know this is a total long shot, but as this pan seemed to have physically hit this thing.
Yes.
Is there any, or even on the like weapons, is there any form of like bio or like blood or even like graph of skin or whatever?
Sure. I reckon go for a survival.
I can do those. I'm gonna use this dice.
While he's doing that, I'm going to grumble to myself and go over to the table and just start pulling out bits of paper and jotting down a bunch of things as I'm thinking them.
Yep. A 14 you said on the survival?
Yep.
There isn't any residue or graph of skin or something, but you check all your weapons and stuff and those are all fine, but you do see that this pot, because you did throw it quite close to the rift, you pick it up and it almost seems like you're holding it but you're not holding it. It's a weird feeling. But the more you inspect it, the more real it becomes again, and this only passes by 2 or 3 seconds, and then it's a pot that is in your hand.
Sure.
But you just get that sense when you're looking over it that for some reason it didn't feel like it was there, even though you're holding it. It kind of is in your hand though.
I will then, as Hera's kind of manically like over the table, like touching things and drawing things, I'll just like put the pot in front of her.
Yep, it sits on the table.
And I'll explain exactly what I did with it and how that sense I got from it.
Yep.
But that's all.
All right. Lionel finishes bandaging you up, and you see that he has come back to a state of calm now, and has regained his breath. And yeah, that should do it. Yeah, that should do it. It seems that he's forced himself to forget, but he seems back to normal-ish for now.
Yep. Thank you. I do have another question for you. Is there some restriction on magic in this city?
Oh, yes. It's not strict as per se. There are certain users that are allowed to use, such as healing spells and stuff, but yes, the council believes that without the intervention of magic, we can live a more fruitful and peaceful life here. As you know, the war was ongoing for years and years, hundreds of years, or 100 years. It's the way of the council and by way of the vote of the people that magic tends to interfere more than it helps. Much of the rest of Corvair assumes that it is aiding them, but look at them all squabbling over each other and property and land and power. It seems for the better part of it to be working here. Yeah, it would be nice to use some magic every now and then, but that's greedy. And you see he's like almost reciting something that's been taught to him. That it's greedy.
Are there
and
punishments for using it without license or something?
Again, it's tricky. It would need to go to the vote of the people, or the vote of the city, which you will experience tonight at the meeting with the council. But yes, I think if they vote the right way, you can be put into prison or sometimes even banished.
Interesting. Okay. Well, there's probably information that would have been nice to have been passed on, but I think we entered the city through a bit of a back door.
Right. He's remembering that you turned up at his doorstep, being like, "Oh, we crashed an airship."
Yeah. I need to go and see if my friends are all right, but
of course,
keep making your tea.
Yes, and I suppose he kind of looks out the window. We should be getting ready for tonight. Bear with me. I'll get everything prepared upstairs. And he kind of goes off. And Puck, you re-enter the kitchen with pretty much everyone else in there at the moment.
I'd just like to say, just while Hare is studying the rift, I just want to try and study the last spot I saw Ghost in.
Sure. Give me investigation or arcana.
Let's go with arcana. You get all sorts of bonuses for that. Yes, that's 23.
23. As you walk around where Ghost is, you see Shapiro and Onus kind of putting their stuff on and noticing that you're in the room, wondering what you're looking for. But you do get the sense as you move through the exact spot where he was, you do feel almost the opposite of cold, a warm kind of flush, but then it goes cold and then the room sets back to normal temperature, and you feel, for much of you discuss it or not, but basically the difference between realms, planes, existences, whatever this might be, you feel the same thing Hera felt when she put her hand near that rift. So the same kind of description I gave.
Right. Then I think, yeah, probably would have... sorry, unless...
Go.
I was going to say, probably after a fair bit of time studying that, if I peek back in the room and see Hera with her notes, I'll probably just dive into...
Explaining.
As we often probably did back in college days, of sharing theories and being like, no, but this, you say this, but so this means... And just try and at least fill in one extra gap. Make one more dot on the page, even if we can't draw the lines yet.
Yep.
And I suppose wait for us to all reconvene.
Right, so you're all in the same room at the moment. If you want to share anything before we carry on.
Anyone got any anything they particularly want to say at this council? May as well kind of all go in with the same idea, right?
Yes, I feel like we should get our story straight as to they're going to they think we have something to do with this magic use, which we are apparently not allowed to use. Yes, so what do we say? Were we a part of it, or
maybe we should ask the actual representatives of House Jurasco if it's okay to say that we were attacked and used magic to defend ourselves.
Should we?
I don't know what kind of... The houses here don't seem to have the best relationship with the city. But if they're willing to back us on that, then it might be a little easier.
I mean, we're here to help them with this curse. Surely they have some understanding. Sorry, disease, not curse.
I think we still have to be
Some
very
magic
careful.
seems to be okay, but you just have to be allowed to use it. And self-defense is as good a reason as any.
What were you going to say, Dale?
I don't know. I just think we have to be careful with how much information is not the right word. I think there's more to this shutting down of the magic than perhaps there seems. Say we use a little bit of magic to defend ourselves, but I mean, I would have no problem with... I'll sort of look up and down Vargir and just glance over to Molokov, saying we used nothing but our brute strength to defend ourselves. Perhaps
Well,
the magic
enemy
was
did
not
use
from
spells.
us. Okay.
What'd you say, Puck?
Yes, this is true.
I said the enemy,
enemy.
used spells.
The spells. Yes, so we can make the claim that perhaps that is what they sensed. I don't think these people need to know how much magic we are possibly capable of. Doesn't seem like they're
this
the
is
type
one
of people
option,
to.
but we could just say we continue with the story that I told them at the door. We felt a magical pulse. We don't know what it was. We could. There is no trace of these beings. We could simply say we felt nothing, or we saw nothing, and see how they react to this.
True.
I don't think we want to rock the boat here.
Equally,
No,
we've been attacked twice by things that quite possibly have been sent after us. Why was this place attacked? Why was it only attacked once we arrived? Why were there mage hunters in the jungle that far away? Why was our ship the one attacked? Something is rotten here. Something is attacking us. And the more people we have helping us, the better.
Either way,
I know you like your secrecy, and in my own ways I do as well, but we're being attacked. We're being hunted. Someone is trying to get to us to stop us from doing whatever it is we've been sent here to do.
Reese, I'm suspecting that Michael still has this true sight thing, right?
Yes.
So it's no longer with us.
It's no longer with you.
Sure, okay. Then second question, these shadow forms that we just fought, is there any kind of correlation to like Varga traveling with Tin for quite a while? Is there even like a slight like correlation to like her etherealness to this, or
give me a straight intelligence check on that one.
I'm fucking awful at this. Okay.
It's a stretch connecting these dots, but we'll see where it gets us.
It's a 9.
It's a 9.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't seem right. They were not like Tin. They weren't. Also, remember, they weren't shadowy beings. They were almost not quite there.
Yeah.
I will say for the three, except for Molokov, you would make the connection that you have seen those forms before when they were quite close to someone.
Yeah.
And Molokov's just traumatized by what he saw on each person.
Yeah. Yeah, but and sorry, I don't want to go.
No. Theorize.
And Tin's fear, it didn't seem like it was based off recognition of what it was. It was more, oh shit, this is just a big scary thing.
Correct.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
I think we need to get Robot 1 and Robot 2 involved.
There's also...
That's Molotov talking.
Yeah.
There's also one thing I do want to bring up. I'm just confused as to why they don't want to send their own people up to help with this disease. Because it was mentioned earlier of the fact that they were like questioning whether they're gonna send help up there or not.
It's outside the walls of their city. Come across this many times before in my travels. Sometimes everything is running smoothly inside the walls. Why would you step out?
Their own kin.
Well, it's also affecting their own city, potentially, or has the potential to. You'd think they'd want to be more proactive, but who's to say what their motivations are until we meet them? Maybe they're the ones who've been trying to stop us this whole time.
Well, that is also a possibility.
At this point,
We also have only been here for some time. We don't really know how much they could be trying to do. Perhaps they're gathering information before they make a move.
At this point, when you finish saying that, Hera, you almost hear a lean on the wooden door frame as you see Shapiro and Onus stepping into the room. Well, it's a sight for sore eyes to see everyone here. Onus will go, we're missing one though. Where's Ghost?
Yeah, you would notice. He appears to have vanished.
Vanished? Left without saying goodbye? No. He looks quite concerned. Shapiro as well looks a little bit concerned. And vanished where? What happened? As we awoke, we heard noises and kerfuffle, but we were still coming to. What happened?
There certainly was kerfuffle. When we crashed, you two were unconscious.
See, they're listening.
Ghost decided to make use of an item that you had shown him on this.
You see him quickly start checking his pockets, and his shoulders kind of drop a little bit. He looks to Shapiro, and Shapiro looks back at him.
Yeah. I'm going to sort of let them figure it out for a second, and then just continue.
Okay.
We got you here, and we didn't want to take you to your regular infirmary. We figured your people would know what you are. They didn't. And they still don't. I'll sort of like indicate to where Lionel is.
Yep, upstairs you can hear him moving around.
Yeah. But Ghost and I, together, worked out where to apply the right power source to get you back on your feet.
You see they're listening quite intently to this, taking in each detail.
Yeah. Luckily we had 2 such power sources on us to get you up. I think you know what of which we speak, but no, we don't what's the word? Blame you for condemn you for keeping secrets. We have ours of our own. But we know now, and we need to know what we're up against. What does this place here brought us?
They take a moment, and Shapiro puts his hand on Onus to just kind of give him the I'll take this nod. Well, that certainly explains the rush. Now, unconscious as I may have been, I was having the worst nightmare. Being chased. You were actually there, Onus. And Onus kind of furrows his brow a little bit. It's interesting you say that. I, too, was having a dream of being chased, and you were there too, Shapiro. Shapiro almost kind of doesn't hear this because he's kind of in a lecture kind of mode. But he turns back to the party and says, some things are better not shared. As he kind of looks up and we hear Lionel moving around upstairs. I agree, there is much explaining we need to do. But that'll come in time. As for why we're here, we have not deceived you in any way. The call was put out by New Throne, from the Council, from the Duke, for Jorosco to investigate a disease north of their city. That much is true. they are worried that the disease will eventually spread down to the walls, or even inside the city. With our research, as mentioned before, we believe the Emerald Claw has got something to do with this. There is a dragon, known as Moonbiter, that resides north of the city. And legend says she is the gatekeeper to a realm beyond. We are worried that the Emerald Claw is poisoning the Guardian as a way of access into this realm. What their purpose of that is, we do not know. We want to investigate it, and we want to cut it off at the head. Stop whatever they are trying to do. And if in return we can make sure this Guardian is ensured survival, then the allegiance of New Throne will be paramount to future endeavors. That is as much as we know. Our task was to come to New Throne safely, attend the council, and win the vote of sending a party with aid to this quarantine camp north of the city. The way the city works, you see, is by populist vote. The council were planning on bringing this forward to the people, that they have found adventurers help. So without endangering their own population, we could aid a future problem. Now, I believe that that is a strong argument. I'm not sure what they're going to give us in aid, but with your help, we should be able to reach the camp and squash out the Emerald Claw if they are there. If not, me and Onus, we can apply our medical knowledge to see if we can get rid of this disease.
So just clarifying, the Guardian is the dragon?
Yes.
Okay. I think this is a very noble quest, but I don't see why you even need the permission of New Throne. You're not even... I suppose unless they're going to offer us some significant aid, why do you even need their permission?
The fact that they asked us to investigate, they are very open with their townsfolk. And as much as we all hold our own secrets, I think they wanted to be seen as aiding the town. It is something they're quite hung up on.
So it isn't known about here?
I think that the disease is, and that's how they're going to win the vote, is by putting forward a party that they have put together to go forth and protect New Throne without having to pick out random citizens to venture into the jungle. And they are quite fond of their walls here.
And do we have an idea of, I guess, the sway of this vote? Is it a popular idea?
That's what we're hoping. At this point, well, you hear footsteps coming down the stairs, and Shapiro will give a glance over everyone, and just before Lionel enters the room, sometimes the truth is a bit much. Sometimes it's better not to say anything at all. As Lionel kind of enters in with almost a like a clothes chest, like a trunk, places it on the table. Well, it took me a while to find them. Should have had them more prepared. Oh, he looks over at Shapiro and Onus. I see you're up and about. Well, that was fast. If you're feeling alright, I can get you some water if you want. Shapiro raises his hand. No, Lionel, we're quite fine. It's nice to finally meet you. Yes. Well, you're in quite bad shape when anyway, goes over to the trunk, opens it up. It's not long until the meeting of the council, so I think I got enough from, and he searches through, and he pulls out what looks like circlets that go on your head. And the circlet has a thin sheet of gold fabric around it, maybe half a meter long. Yeah, he starts handing them out to everyone, including Shapiro and Onus, and takes one for himself as well. No need to put them on now, but before we enter the dome, then if everyone could make sure that we adorn the correct attire. Shapiro turns, yes, Lionel, thank you. Takes one for himself.
Does this look like it could fit on my head?
It's like normal head shape. It's like a circlet of metal around, and you place it on, and then the fabric, almost like a veil, would. Ah,
right. So yeah, right, gotcha. It's just, I just picture the veil like for everyone goes over the face of Vargo. It's just like, like just down to his eyebrows.
It would cover
hanging around. Yeah, hanging around my chest. This thing's gonna be a necklace on me.
Yeah.
I'll dress for you.
It does look like you can adjust it. Like it's not connected at one side, so you can adjust it.
Well, maybe it might be. Maybe it might be a good idea to just stay here and rest up until we need to go.
Yes. We will need to leave quite soon, though.
I could certainly use some freshening up. Like there's blood all over Puck.
Of course. Maybe if we leave in an hour or so.
Why, that's exactly as much time as we need.
No, we need to leave in 58 minutes. So you don't get a short rest.
Fuck.
I'll give all my clothes to the unseen servant that's been in this house the whole time. He can go wash them for me.
Lionel picks up your clothes and goes to wash it.
Yeah, I'll try and find a place to like bathe and just clean up a bit because I'm not in a good. Yeah, still injured.
As you have free reign around the house, there are some sleeping quarters. There is a washroom and stuff like that. So yes, over this hour, if you'd like to do anything, you can say so. Otherwise, you can take a short rest.
I think I'll spend my hour kind of like with this pot, trying to rebend it, get the dent out of the pot.
Sure.
To rebend it back into its normal place, just as like a sorry, I kind of ruined your thing. But yeah.
I think Molokov's just sort of like trying to polish up the armor a little bit. We'll probably like detach the backpack and like the traveling stuff and sort of shove that to the side somewhere and get everything clambered back in and make sure that his maker's mark on his pin and on his shield is nice and well presented, but he will be taking extra care to essentially, as soon as we go out of this door, he will be trying his best to have his arm not seen at all.
Okay.
Under the cloak the whole time.
Yep.
Probably even just switches his shield arm to his right arm and is holding the shield, like, you know, has the cloak like under the shield and then the shield on top of that.
Sure.
Just as like extra
cover.
Yeah, cover.
All right. Anyone go fuck?
Yes. Mine is somewhat significant though. So if anyone else has anything minor.
No,
Hera?
Yeah, nothing too major, I guess. I don't know if I will rest though, because I probably will be just going over notes and stuff, and jotting, like, keep trying to think on all these different puzzle pieces, and every time I think of something I haven't written down just so I've got it all in sort of like a formula. I do want to sort of note down and circle and try to remember as best I can what Ghost looked like in the dream when we first went through the temple.
Yep.
I might have a little look for him later on.
Yes. You remember that he was
noting down like
he was dressed very noble and very well dressed, very politician like.
And to be fair, we'll jot down like a bunch of little things about from the story that he told us when we were on the airship, and just try and get from pen to paper as much information about him as that I can remember, so that I've got it in front of me and can reread over it again and again.
Sure. You can still take that short rest. This is non-strenuous activity.
Yeah.
But sure, okay. As you're noting all that down, thinking about Ghost's form in the dream and where he might have gone, what might have happened. Puck, over to you.
Yeah, Puck wants to go to the house with the blink dog on the front.
Sure. As you exit onto this street, you
probably somewhat stealthily.
Okay, sure. As you go outside, though, you do notice that a couple of people are exiting premises, and they all seem to be carrying a golden veil circlet with them. And I'd say maybe 20, 30 people were just starting to make their way over towards Temple Hill. But you move over to this house with the blink dog on it, House Galander, as it's known.
Yep. And I'm going to knock on the door.
All right. Knock on the door. About a minute or so passes. Maybe give a second knock. You hear shuffling inside. Hear a unlock from the door, and opened up, and you are met with another halfling. This halfling is got kind of like shoulder length, light brown hair, quite straight. Is wearing kind of nice leathers. Opens the door and hello. Can I help you?
I certainly hope so, and I'll flick my ring around.
With
the seal on it.
Well, welcome. No, not often we see another house representative. Please come in. And he opens the door and gestures in. This hall, it seems to take the same similar shape to the Jorosco house, but this one is a lot better taken care of. There's a couple of paintings up on the wall. The rug is nice and not tattered or anything. As he opens the door and lets you in. Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name is Roka.
Hi, Roka. My name is Puck. I'm going to hand him my letter that I wrote about Molokov's arm.
Sure. He takes it. He doesn't open it.
Yeah. I need to get this sent back to headquarters.
Oh, of course. Do they know you're here, or are we?
I did send word that I was heading this way.
Okay, cool.
But I haven't been receiving many responses from them recently.
Right. Well, I can find out if there's anything delaying it, but I absolutely can get this off probably by this evening.
That would be great. But I just need a little more information about this place. We had a bit of an issue with magic use. We weren't aware, but when we got here, the people I'm traveling with, no one had told us that magic use was prohibited. Is there anything that I should know about that, or reasons that they might sort of let us go free for that? Or
you see him, his eyebrows go straight up when you're like, we used some magic when we got in here. Goes and closes the door, not in a secretive way, just kind of closes it behind him, and you feel the coolness of the house as opposed to the heat outside. Yes, quite a strange turn of events since the council started running this place a couple of years ago when the Duke put them in charge. they believe here that the non-use of magic will progress them further, and that it corrupts and people get power hungry with it. As you probably have seen from the row of houses down the street, they no longer prioritize the houses in this society anymore. They prioritize the say of the people, and they feel like they can do it all themselves. And to be honest, so far it's been working. I believe the policing of magic is more to save anyone from whittling away at something and trying to overthrow the power. We've seen it countless times throughout history.
Yes, well, I mean, I'm not much of a caster myself, but also it does seem a pretty handy way for them to hang on to the power they have got.
Me neither, but I agree. It seems, well, it seems tyrannic of sorts, but you look at the people. I'm not sure if you've spent much time here, but everyone is happy. They put in the hard work during the day and go home and enjoy meals with their family. In a way, it has made things a little bit easier.
I'm sure it has. I suppose I just have a natural distrust for people enforcing their will over others in this way. But
gives a smile. He's like, you and me both.
Yes. Yes, well, we were attacked. In fact, this is not the first time we've been attacked. Since we arrived in this area, I'm traveling with some people from House Jurasco, and our airship was taken down quite intentionally by some flying... I would have called them Dragonborn, but as I say, they were flying. They had wings. Anything that we know about that?
He looks visibly confused. Dragonborn don't have wings, so it can't have been them. And I don't know why they would attack an incoming airship. They're quite receptive to tourists and trade coming in, as long as they've all got almost passports of sorts. You did get one on the entry to the city, did you not?
We did not. As I said, we've come through the jungle. We were shot down.
Right. Of course. Well, I might actually have some around. You're going to have a bit of trouble buying anything from the merchants if you don't have one on you. It's again another control aspect of the city that anyone coming in or out is documented. 1 second, and he goes off into another room. It doesn't take him long. Comes back and he has some pieces of paper that don't necessarily have names on it, but they've got blank spots at the top, and then like a symbol of New Throne, which you haven't seen before. It's almost like the looking down dragon with New Throne written under it, the dragon's head. Here, if you have this, and maybe I'll give you some for your party. We normally had them at the taverns and such, but since House Galanda is not in charge of the taverns anymore, I've got plenty to give out. And well, for a fellow...
Was there any payment that when they were taken off you?
Yes, quite a lot.
Okay.
They made sure that we were set up quite nicely, and well, there's a bit of wear and tear on these houses down here, but no, we were well compensated for them not requiring our aid anymore. They believed that showing favoritism towards one house over another would again cause power struggle.
Have there been any power struggles between those who are in power currently? The lords or something? The council?
No, they are voted in every cycle of the moon, and anyone from the town can apply to be part of the council. You can always cast a vote for yourself, obviously, but the majority of votes will win. At the moment, there are 10 members on the council, and the Duke has said that there will always be 10 plus himself to make sure that there is never a completely even vote.
And I suppose I just have one final question. Have you had any dealings in this part of the world with the Emerald Claw?
Kind of frowns for a little bit. Emerald Claw. He's going to do a roll. The thought fleets from his brain. No, I haven't heard of them. Are they an organization of some sort?
Well, yes, but they're probably close to being able to be described as a cult. They are causing all sorts of headaches.
Oh, wow.
Trying to achieve some things that would not go so well for those here or any of the other free peoples.
Right, well, maybe we should bring that to the council's attention.
Well, I'll actually be going there this evening, so I can talk. I think there is some level of awareness here about a poison, and that is their doing.
Right, well, I will be there too. I'd like to say I would see you there, but you have your circlets, don't you?
Yes.
Good. Yes, well, it should be quite interesting. Apparently there's some important matters to bring up tonight.
I think I might be one of those with my team here to deal with this sickness. We'll see.
Oh, I see. See him kind of just contemplate that for a second.
Well, thank you very much. I may come see you again, and if you have any word for me...
Of course.
Say I'm at Jorasco.
He kind of like checks out and sees where the sun's at, and I think I should be able to get this delivered before I get to the meeting. But yes, it must make post haste, and you're always welcome through the doors of House Galander.
Thank you. I'm going to turn to head out. I'm actually going to rush out the door quite quickly, and I'm going to do a scan and see if there's anyone watching.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
I think that's 16, a perception, modified 20.
Modified 20. There's a couple more people in the streets now. They all seem to be heading in the same direction, but you rush out and no one's paying any attention to who's coming out of what door.
Okay, great. I will head back to Jorasco and get my circlet.
All right. As everyone finishes their long rest, you can do that in D&D Beyond if you want. Everyone is getting...
Short rest?
Short rest, yep. Everyone is... and you can spend any hit dice if you so choose. Everyone kind of gets ready to leave. Lionel has changed into something a bit nicer. Shapiro and Onus have their circlets. Right, well, shall we move?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So, as you go on.
Let's go.
Let's go. Right. So, as you move outside, the rest of you now see it that quite a few people are leaving their house, and everyone seems almost like a sports game or a concert. Everyone is heading towards Temple Hill. You see a lot of different colors of Dragonborn, and maybe the odd one in every 50 or 60 of a different species. An orc here, a gnome over here, but the majority of them are Dragonborn. And as you climb this hill, you see this building on top, pillars all around it, and golden flags kind of hanging down from it. Inside is darker than the outside, but as people are going in, you're seeing they put on these circlets, and the veil comes down over them. And as you kind of notice when they put them on, they seem to lose their anything recognizable about them. When they go in, the golden circlet veil almost takes your attention off any detail or note as you find yourselves just by the door. Lionel, Shapiro, and Onus will adorn their circlets, and again, you lose the fact that they are owls. They are tall, they are skinny, that they've got curly brown hair. It just kind of, everyone seems to be mingling into this crowd of golden veiled mass.
Sick. Molokov definitely puts his on.
You put yours on, and anyone that's looking at Molokov will no longer see a tabaxi, no longer see a cloaked arm, no longer see... It's almost quickly, you can't discern him from Shapiro from Onus.
Sick.
Let's not lose each other.
Hold hands.
Link arms.
I'll also put mine on. Yeah.
I think you would notice it as well, Vargir, that like Dragonborn could be considered monstrous forms as well, but
yeah.
Scales versus Fur, you do still stand out in a different way yet again in the city. But you adorn this veil, and suddenly, not that people are looking at you, but you feel no one is looking at you.
It's the most comfortable Vargir's ever felt in a city, ever.
And I'm assuming Puck and Hero, you're adorning them as well? So you put them on and you stick relatively close together. You file into this... Inside, it looks like a coliseum. It's tiered seating in the round. And in the center, you see 10 chairs that face into a central kind of... Looks like a half sphere. Looks like a kind of crystal rock or something, but it gives off a little bit of swirl and looks like something's moving within it. The buzz of the atmosphere is humming as you can hear people chatting and talking, and before long it starts to get a bit quiet. Can everyone give me a perception check, please?
16.
6.
18.
18 as well.
Nice. Molokov, you're probably quite interested in the center of this thing, and the fact that no one is looking at you. Even you look to your left and right and you just see these veils around, but the other three of you kind of look up and around, and almost where the pillars are around the outside of this Colosseum, you see cocooned creatures positioned around the outside of this Senate, we'll call it. You see that this Senate, this is where democracy goes to die. You see them all kind of hum a little bit of purple as they kind of must be watching. The crowd starts to fall silent as you hear a gong sound from the center, and it rings out, and you estimate that most of the city is here. It's quite huge. But silence falls, and you see a Dragonborn that looks silver to begin with, but takes on more of a metallic sheen than that. Those of you who know the Dragonborn colors, you would identify him as a platinum Dragonborn. Has quite nice, noble clothes as he comes and steps out and... Good evening, citizens of New Throne. Welcome to the Council in the House of the Golden Veils. Representing you and your voices, which are important to the progress of New Throne. The Council, as he kind of gestures back, and you see 10 Dragonborn come in, which I hope it will send correctly. There you go. As he introduces each one as they come and make their entrance, give a wave to the crowd. There's no cheering or applause, but everyone kind of acknowledges that they have come in, and they all sit in the 10 seats.
I was going to say there will be an absolute moment where Varga is like...
As he introduces each one, you see the black, blue, brass, bronze, copper, gold, green, red, silver, and white Dragonborn each take their seat. a mix between male and female Dragonborn, and they are not wearing veils. So you can identify each of them. The Duke stands in the center. As always, before we start, let us pray to the Mother, the Moonbiter, as he bows his head and starts mumbling. You see the crystal below him give off a bit of a hue before you see almost a sound wave through the air pulse out 3 times. And I need everyone to make a charisma save, please. And with each pulse, you see the cocooned creatures pulse at the same time as well.
18.
21.
Goes Puck.
Natural 1. Nice.
16.
Okay. Good luck. Good roll on the dice there, Puck. As you feel something overcoming you, all of you feel it kind of. Your shoulders drop a bit. You feel a bit relaxed. And Puck, that's all you feel. But for the rest of you, in this zone of truth, you cannot tell a lie. And that is where we'll end the session there.
And 18 didn't say that.
Puck's a born liar, guys.